and a month, the country will celebrate the 75th anniversary of the founding of the People's Republic of China. CGTN presents its special coverage, Way to Modernization. Our anchors and reporters are traveling through 5 routes across China, covering 16 provinces and municipalities in 20 days. Way to Modernization brings you the significant developments that have transformed China's economy, culture, environment, and agriculture over 7.5 decades. As tomorrow is China's Mid-Autumn Festival, people in central China's Henan Province are celebrating the traditional festival by immersing themselves into intangible cultural heritages. CGTN reporters Zhong Xu and Feng Yilei are in Henan's Luoyang exploring the city's traditional culture. Take a look.
Welcome to Luoyang. As the full moon prepares to grace the sky this Mid-Autumn Festival, we've come to Luoyang, one of the great ancient capitals here in China, a city with 5,000 years of history. We're coming to you from the heart of Luoyi Ancient City. It's all about architecture, it's all about historic buildings, not just a cultural landmark here in Luoyang, but a magnet, a huge magnet for visitors, tourists, and holidaymakers. Looking at my colleague, Yilei and I were completely underdressed for this occasion. People would normally come here in a full set of hanfu, dramatic, beautiful makeup, hair and makeup, just to make this visiting experience a tad little more immersive. Yilei.
That's very true. Unfortunately, as you said, we are not properly dressed for this place, but it doesn't stop us from enjoying the festive atmosphere. And it's really just like a time capsule that snatched you right back to ancient China. And Luoyang, the city, actually, as you mentioned, has long been a cradle of Chinese civilization because it was once the capital for 13 ancient Chinese dynasties. And also, today is still home to numerous world-class cultural heritage sites. And here, this Luoyi Ancient City, newly developed into a tourist destination. You can see behind us, they have a display of a diverse range of architectural style that really reflects the city's long history. So as visitors, you can dress, as you said, in a traditional way, but more importantly, you can truly experience a blend of traditional charm and modern tourism.
In case you're wondering what you're going to find here at the Luoyi Ancient City, understand there's going to be a beautiful dance that's going to happen right now. Having difficulty understanding what is going on, what are the cultural elements behind the dance? I'm now joined by a guest that will help us with just that. I'm now joined by Zhang Fengfeng, Deputy Director of the Bureau of Culture and Tourism of Laochun District here in Luoyang.
Hello, Ms. Zhang. Welcome to our program. We know that this amazing dance is called the charm of Oriental culture. So what exactly is its charm, and help us understand the cultural elements behind it? Yes, as you're seeing here right now, the dance is the charm of Oriental culture. As the name suggested, it combines the feature of Oriental aesthetics and also traditional Chinese culture. It's a court dance from Tang Dynasty, a dance to great important guests. We now that collectively refer them as a classic dance. So you can see some of their movements, mainly referring to some of the movements on the cultural relics such as pottery, figurine, and the influx shows is also a combination of the opera. So according to your introduction, I noticed that the costume worn by the dance performers are quite distinctive. Would you please briefly introduce about their clothes? Yes, you can see that these dancers, their costumes are mainly Tang Dynasty Dynasty court music and dance costumes. The Tang Dynasty is flamboyant, so their clothing you could see here is also elegant and luxurious, but also reflects the beauty of Tang's women. And we can see this dance, you could see here, actually attracting many tourists. And many of them are also dressed in hanfu with perfect makeup. And now, how are we in Luoyang to promote hanfu plus custom culture tourism? So talking about Luoyang here, yes, now we are trying to let people know it through hanfu and tourism, and hanfu is also capturing the spotlight. So we have seen the resurgence of interest in the traditional culture among people, showing stronger confidence in national culture. So the attention to our traditional culture is also getting higher. So in such a case, in Luoyang, we have done a lot of efforts in this regard. First, we have built immersive scenes. For example, we have decorated Luoyi Ancient City with lanterns and the curtains, adding elements of traditional culture, so the tourists that come here can experience the beauty of time traveling. In addition, we also offer the traditional cultural experience activities here, introducing a traditional way of life of the ancient people to our visitors, so that they are not just wearing hanfu, but having a more profound experience and interaction with the traditional culture. And also short-form videos on social media platform are very helpful. People are more willing to come to us for this new experience after watching the short videos. Talking about our entire cultural tourism industry, we talk about our makeup artists, we talk about the photographers. The efforts of the whole industry actually help keep makeup and hairdo being creative all the time. After the tourists come here, they get changed to hanfu and travel back in time, leaving a wonderful memory here. So this is actually explore beauty of themselves, a great experience. Thank you so much, Ms. Zhang. Thank you very much for being on our show.
If you want to join in the fun, you don't have to bring your own hanfu, because there are countless hanfu rental shops here across the city where you can just get one very, very easily and with a low fee. Our colleague Hu Chao is in one such shop. She will tell us how the magic happens all the way from hair and makeup to actually getting in that dress. Take a look. Hu Chao.
Well, I am now standing outside a hanfu experience shop. Local officials told me that there are nearly 1,000 hanfu experience shops like this one nearby the Luoyi Ancient City. During my stay here, I've noticed that people wearing hanfu can be seen almost everywhere in the city. Apparently, it has become a fashion trend. Young Chinese wear hanfu not only for special occasions, but also in daily life. So, want to find out why the young Chinese are so obsessed with wearing the traditional Chinese clothing? Let's step into this experience shop to take a look. Hi, well, this is the head of this experience shop. 石金玉，你好。我们看到店里现在有非常多的人在做这个汉服的妆造，您能大概帮我们介绍一下他们这个妆造的特点吗？
The young lady here is doing a Tang style makeup, a look of the flourishing period of Tang Dynasty. The most obvious feature here you can see is the peony flower, that's also the national flower of China. And the ornamental forehead makeup, or Hua Dian, is also the distinctive makeup style of the Tang Dynasty. And the clothes are in color red, because the color in the Tang Dynasty is quite bold. And the costumes in Tang Dynasty actually come in various colors.
Hello,
can you please come out and show us your whole look? Thank you.
Wow, she looks so beautiful. Oh, thank you. Do
you mind asking some questions? So why Do you like hanfu so much? So hanfu is our traditional Chinese dress representing Chinese culture. Wearing hanfu and taking photos here is super photogenic, giving me a feeling like I really travel back to the Tang Dynasty thousands of years ago. The traditional Oriental beauty also is pleasing. I like it very much. China is now also very internationalized, but why in such a world today we see many young people like wearing ancient hanfu? What do you think about it? Yes, indeed, China is going global. I think wearing hanfu is a very good media to promote Chinese culture to the world. Wearing hanfu makes me very confident and proud, and I hope to let more people know about China's splendid civilization. Thank you. Thank you very much. Please continue your makeup. I see a lot of hanfu here in our store. So can you briefly introduce to us which of these hanfu are the most popular style or the top-selling ones? Yes. So looking at this one is very popular, and it's an opera style. So this dress mainly combines the modern aesthetic, but also retains the traditional opera elements, and also people like the opera style makeup and hair. The next one, so this is the one next to it. This is the attire with a wheeled hat. So if women in the Tang Dynasty went out, they were not fit to show their faces, so they wear a curtain hat. I also noticed that there are not only many female hanfu enthusiasts, but also many hanfu lovers. There are male. Yes, in the past there were more women wearing hanfu attire, but now with development of hanfu culture, many men are also interested in hanfu clothing, and more male customers also come to the store to experience hanfu culture. So we also see this collection here. This is in color red. Can you introduce this to us? So you could see this is very obvious Tang Dynasty dresses in color red, and you could see here the above pattern is the embroidery of flowers, birds, insects, grass to show prosperity of the Tang Dynasty. We know this is a golden era. Thank you. So in these 2 days, I saw a lot of hanfu shops. It's said to reach nearly 1,000 shops. Have you noticed this change? Yes, last year in Luoyi Ancient City, there were around 500 hanfu shops, but now with the growing demand of the market, the number has exceeded 1,000. So there are so many hanfu experience stores, which also means that fierce competition here. As a practitioner, what do you think is your future business focus? How to operate a better hanfu store? So going forward, we will work on the style of a hanfu attire and design, develop more styles of hanfu, and also to improve our service quality and service standards to provide a better experience to tourists coming to Luoyang. Thank you so much. Thank you for joining us.
Well, that's all about hanfu here. Now back to Zhongshi and Yilei.
Well, thank you, Hu Chao. It's fascinating to see how hanfu has become more than just cultural relics or performance costumes, but woven into the fabric of tourism and even everyday life here. And sorry, Zhongshi, I have to leave you here for a while because I can't wait to try it myself.
Why? I haven't had enough of it. I want to tag along.
Well, just kidding. And also, you're right. It's time for us to also find a bit more about Luoyang's rich tradition of intangible cultural heritage, which are also displayed here. So let's check out the stores to see what they offer.
We have some wonderful booths right here.
Right, and I really have no idea what Maohou is.
I believe this is called Maohou, which roughly translates into fluffy monkey. They look very tiny, they look very small. Let's ask the artists what they're all about.
Hello. I'm curious about this hairy monkey. What is made of? So hairy monkey made of traditional Chinese medicine herbs, including cicada, slough, the flower bud of lily magnolia. So for this art form, what is meant to express? So this actually could see that's a monkey shape is crafted to simulate the various dynamics of human beings, simulate people's actions, and humorously show scenes of people's daily life. life. It's a perfect combination of lovely monkeys and the artist's creations.
Fascinating. I wouldn't have guessed that they're made of traditional Chinese medicine, made of herbs. If you take a close look at those monkeys, they're eating using chopsticks. So like the artist just told us, they're made to really mimic what human beings do in a human being setting. Fascinating story. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
I believe we have more here to see.
Guess what that is?
I don't know. It does look like a brooch, something that you can pin on your jacket, on your coat.
But it says it is really panko, which is kind of a traditional knot button, serves as a finishing touch on the Chinese traditional clothes. So here we can see an artist is busy working on something.
Can I know what are you making here? So right now it's Mid-Autumn Festival, right? So I'm making a rabbit. It is a button because it doesn't really look at a button or a traditional sense. It's button. The most traditional buttons we are making is like this one. So the previous button was sewn on the clothes is just for their use values. But right now you're looking at our creative buttons can be used as decorations, pendants or charms. We actually restored the Chinese painting and made them into knot buttons. Let the small works tell our Luoyang stories, showing our craftsmanship. Wonderful. We all know that in order to better inherit the intangible traditional culture heritage, we need more people to know about it, like it, and pay for it. How do you think we can expand the consumer base of artworks like the knot button? So, well, we hope to bring the buttons to our day-to-day life. For example, you can accessorize your bags, put them on your clothes, decorate your home with them, let them be part of your life. So we also need to do a better life in creativity to introduce Chinese traditional ornaments to the world so people can learn about China's history, culture through the little button. Thank you so much.
Well, I was so impressed by what they said, that it is important to bring traditional culture to life. And I think those creative art crafts, they're just like hanfu, which send you a message that traditional art is not just something for people to admire, but something you can even take home and live with, right?
Beautifully said, Ilay. The fact that we are talking about art today is not just because that they're beautiful and there's value in watching them. It's also because art brings in people. Art sells products. In the end, art fuels the local economy, including, of course, the tourism economy. And for more insight into the local tourism economy, I'm now joined by a very special guest. His name is Lan Hongtao, Deputy Director of the Luoyang Administration of Culture, Radio, Television, and Tourism.
Mr. Lan, welcome to our show. My first question to you, and compare with the other internet famous cities, what kind of insights and differences does Luoyang have in building its own unique cultural tourism brand, cultural tourism IP? Luoyang is a city with a profound history and culture. Since the Xia dynasties, 13 dynasties have established their capitals here with a capital history of more than 1,500 years. Luoyang is also home to 5 capital city ruins, namely Xia and Shang, Eastern Zhou, Eastern Han, Wei and Tang dynasties, and there are 102 museums, all of which are treasures of Luoyang. Of course, we can't leave these treasures buried in the ground. We have used such a new cultural tourism concept as disruptive creativity, immersive experience, youth consumption scenarios, and mobile communication to do a good job in promoting cultural heritage here. So combining the history and the culture of Luoyang with the city brand, we have launched a series of creative, immersive, and suitable cultural tourism scenes for young people to consume. I think we all actually can feel that mention a lot of new and fresh experiments. Mr. Lan, I would like to ask you, in the past few years, with the gradual increase in the international influence of Chinese culture and the implementation of policies such as the visa-free policy, more and more foreign tourists are coming to China. So in the international tourism market, what do you think are the advantages and potentials of Luoyang, what special considerations and arrangements have been made by the government to attract and serve the foreign tourists. As the saying goes, what belongs to the nation belongs to the world. Luoyang has always stayed focused and leveraged its cultural heritage, city positioning, and city features. So you could see here, based on our local conditions, we have launched a hanfu experience activities. So the tourists come to Luoyang, they can first get changed to hanfu clothing and to travel through thousands of years and immerse themselves in the beauty of our national clothing and experience the great etiquette of the Chinese nation. So we are all about making the best of what this nation has to offer and show our Chinese national confidence, our cultural confidence to the foreign tourists. Of course, for foreign tourists coming to Luoyang, we also further enhance our scenic supporting facilities. We have introduced services available in English, Korean, and other languages, and also make payments more convenient so that tourists from all over the world can really enjoy their travel here in Luoyang. Great, Ms. Lan, thank you so much. Thank you very much for coming to our show. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Well, Zhongshi, I have to say it is indeed an immersive experience, as you said in the very first place. So I'd say Luoyang's approach to developing its tourism economy based on its rich culture and history really gives us a powerful example that shows that while preserving and respecting the tradition is crucial, innovation and modernization are just as important. And by integrating the tradition into modern life, Luoyang managed to ensure the vitality and vibrancy of its cultural legacy.
Eli, I think you said it so well, and that was echoed by our guest just now. Luoyang knows how to tap into its advantages and its strengths, not simply by copying the success model of any other tourist city. And we're so happy Luoyang was able to blend its culture heritage with its economic growth, with its economic drive. And with that, we come to the end of our special coverage today. The night is still very, very young here in Luoyang. Eli and I have some catching up to do, have some more exploring to do of the city. But for now, thank you so much for watching.
Thank you. Let's send it back to our studio in Beijing.